Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Joanie Beckman and I am the blogger behind SimpleLivingMama.com. And if you're following along with us with our decluttering challenge, then you know that this week we are working on our kids' rooms. And ooh, I know that one can be scary. So let's go ahead and just get started with some tips. I'll also insert some clips of me working with my kids' rooms so that you can see how this looks in real life. And yeah, so let's kind of talk a little bit about the whole decluttering debacle. So I'm not a minimalist. So you're not gonna see perfectly bare walls in my kids' rooms. I have a daughter who is an artist and she loves to hang up her stuff. And I'm all about not squashing my kids' hopes and dreams, so I let her, within reason, do that. It's her space. If that's how she wants to decorate it, then she is welcome to decorate it that way. I do have 6 children, and in our current home, those 6 children are divided between 2 rooms. So I have a boys' room and I have a girls' room. Now, the baby boy, he doesn't really spend a lot of time in the boys' room yet. We are eventually planning to add another set of bunk beds in there, so that way 2 boys have one set and 2 boys have the other. Right now, the way things are, my 2 middle boys are actually sharing a bottom bunk, and that is because we had a bed in there for my 4th child and he wouldn't sleep in it. He wanted to sleep with his brother. So in order to save space, we got rid of that little bed, and that's just where he's at right now. And of course, like I said, very soon we will be adding another bunk in that room. So what do? I like to pare down clothing. I do that twice a year. I even did a video on that I will link to for you guys. Just go through and I get rid of stuff that no longer fits, that's stained, that's ripped, that nobody wants to wear for whatever reason. We do that twice a year. I keep clothes that are either out of season or are to be passed down to another child in our family in storage containers underneath the bed. So underneath their beds, for me, is storage space for clothing. That's just where I like to keep it. That way, when the next season rolls around, it's right there. I don't have to go trying to dig through the attic or the garage to find my stored clothes. Now, let's talk about decluttering toys. Now, in a perfect world, I would not have toys in my kids' rooms because the toys are the mess makers, right? They're the things that get scattered everywhere and just lost all over the room. But the house we live in, we don't have a playroom. We don't have anywhere to keep the toys except in the kids' rooms. I like to keep as few toys out in our main living area as possible. So this is the hard part. I like to involve my kids as much as I can in decluttering their toys, getting rid of things that are broken, that are unusable, that are missing parts and pieces, and also just stuff that they no longer play with. So my oldest son is really good about helping me with this, and my oldest daughter has gotten a lot better about it. So we'll just go through their stuff and I'll ask them, hey, do you want to keep this or not? And then we'll get rid of it. And that's sort of how we declutter the toys. When I go into the room, I take a trash bag and I take a bag for the stuff that we're going to donate or whatever. And we just go through the room and do things like that. Now, one of my biggest tips for decluttering a kid's room and trying to keep it tidy is to teach your kids that their things have a home. So I bought several like shoebox bins from Walmart. They're not even $1 from Walmart. And I said, okay, this bin is going to be for your dinosaurs. This bin is going to be for your safari animals. This bin is going to be for whatever it may be. I also utilized cube storage, so I have a bin for like Paw Patrol stuff in my boys' room, a bin for Legos in my boys' room, and then in my girls' room, my daughter has Peppa Pig toys in a bin, and then we sort of just try to separate, like baby doll clothes go in one bin and Barbie dolls go in another bin and stuff like that. If you wanted to get really serious and really minimalist about things, you could say, okay, you're only allowed to keep 3 stuffed animals. You're only allowed to keep 4 or 5 Barbies. I don't do it like that though, because kids are only kids once. They're only little once. And really, by the time they get to be 11 or 12 years old, they're not playing with those toys anymore. So if, you know, my kid has 15 Barbies, I'm gonna let her have the 15 Barbies until she grows out of them. We'll have a bin for them. She knows that when she's done playing with them, they go right back into the bin. Another thing that we're trying to work on, especially in my family, is the trash. I have tried and tried and tried to enforce this rule that children are not allowed to eat in bedrooms. That ends badly every time. I've got a Cheerio mess that I need to go deal with in the girls' bedroom because somebody snuck some Cheerios in there. And then just, like I said, my one daughter is an artist, so we're always finding colored pencils, markers, stuff where it's not supposed to be. And I think that this is something that also just comes with time. Like eventually, once you keep showing your kids how to do this stuff, they'll eventually start doing it themselves. And I think as parents, we really want a quick fix for our kids, and they're just not as neat as we are in a lot of cases. You know, they're not bothered by the things being out of place like you may be. But, you know, that's something that we just keep working with them on. We teach them how to organize these things, how to put these things up where they go, and stuff like that. So, with that being said, we're going to get to the decluttering of my girls' room. I actually decluttered their room before Christmas, but now we're, about a month out after Christmas, and we need to get in there and just rearrange and reorganize some of their new things that they got. So let's go ahead and jump into that. So we did do some decluttering last night. I'm still not finished with it, but I thought I'd show you guys the progress. So like I said, the girls have a bin for their Barbie dolls and stuff. And what I like to do is, and the kids have been in here playing since I cleaned it up last night, so excuse that. It's just the way that it is. I like to make sure that the toys that are going to be used with bigger items like the dollhouse are next to each other. So the bin of Barbies just stays right here next to the dollhouse, and it works out just fine. My daughter has been working on her schoolwork. So this is her desk, and she keeps her daily schedule, and then she's got the book that she's currently reading, and then this holds some crayons and a pencil. We got her drawers cleaned out, so that's good. I do need to clean this up. She, like I said, she likes to personalize things, so she's got stuff out on her dresser. Now, this is the stuffed animal area. So her dad got her this big bear, and if it were up to me, we would not have kept the big bear, or we would never have gotten it, but she loves it, so we keep the big bear. And then we have a couple of other stuffed animals over here. That's the stool that she sits at her desk. And then here's the play kitchen.
And here's a hand.
And eventually I'm going to do an organizational tour. This is what my 3-year-old just got for Christmas, actually. So what I want to do, I have the bin with a little bit of play food right here beside the play kitchen, but it doesn't fit in any of the spots in the play kitchen. So I want to get a bin that can hold the food and will either fit in the fridge or down there in that little hole. So that's my plan. I like to make sure that toys that are going to be played with in certain spots are next to those certain spots. Is all of the stuff that does not belong in this room, so it all needs to be taken out, and it will be. The girls do have a nightstand, and this is something else I need to deal with. I will go through and deal with all of the pencils and the crayons that are in the drawers, but we cleaned out the drawers pretty well, so all she's got in there is her puzzle and her little planner. Yeah, Chase doesn't go in the girls' room, huh? And then she has her bookshelf over here. And like I said, that's the bag of trash we pulled out of here. Pizza. Like I said, this is another pile of stuff that needs to be put in the bins that are in the closet. I have the cubes, but I do not have the cube storage system just yet. So my plan is to get them a cube storage system to go in the closet. And once I get this room a little bit more organized, I will show you guys what I've done as far as organizing it. But it's pretty well decluttered. Everything that's in here is stuff that they use. Those go in my homeschool closet, but they get brought in here because they like to pretend that they're baking cookies with those magnetic letters in that tray down there. So, let's see. This right here, she was playing with her baby dolls, and that's where we keep all the baby doll clothes. But I will show you guys once I get an organizational system going in here. But right now we've got all the stuff out that doesn't belong. And yeah, so the next time I do an updated tour of this room, I'll show all of our new organizational systems. So if you like this video, I hope that it inspired you to at least get started on decluttering your kids' rooms, and also realizing that Rome wasn't built in a day, and it might not take you a day to get everything done. And if you're not a minimalist, then maybe your kids' room won't be bare and you'll have a lot more stuff laying around, and that's okay. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.